Hello, everybody, and welcome to our bottom 5 investigators. Last week we had our top 5, so let's see who makes the bottom. Let's dive in and get this going with Bryn's number 5, which is, I'm not going to take offense to it, but...
Yeah, it's Daniela Reyes.
You're shuffling up right now.
Yeah, he's right here.
So, like, this one, I think she's very strong and, like, kind of fun to play. However...
I really like the other investigators.
Every time that I look at a blue card, I'm like, yeah, this would be good in Daniela. And then somebody's like, you can't actually play that in Daniela because that's not the cards she plays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, I forgot again. I hate this game.
Yeah, they always get somebody. Like, every time they're even if you know.
Did we get got in the Monterey Jack video?
No. No, it's not like every time, but like every investigator will get somebody eventually, you know? Where it's like, this card would be so sick in.
Yep. Anyway, that's what I don't like about her. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't play guard dog level 2. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
She'd probably be too good.
Luckily, though, we have a plan.
We have found a way to circumvent
We have maybe found a little loophole. You know, I do enjoy, this is some spoilers for videos that are coming out, but I do enjoy being on this side of the exchange. Because normally it's Travis and Bryn, but now I'm in the arena.
We just show up and start cackling like madmen, and Justin's like, what the fuck did you bring to play the game with?
The reason I'm also doing Exile with this one is because I think Burn After Reading is probably just a nice card to have.
The last time you two teamed up, I didn't get to pass test.
That was the curse thing. Yeah, that was the curse. Yeah, that was fun. We definitely should do that sometime again to Travis. No.
I already am.
What?
Yeah, I changed my decking completely for you.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not even playing Carson. I just brought the card as a bluff.
Yeah, it's Dexter Drake. Okay, my number 5 is Parallel Roland. And it's mostly just because I can't... Like, this is specifically double Parallel Roland. Because he has, like, the bad backside. Yeah. And Brain No Worky when I have to stream by myself.
And Brain No Worky.
And honestly, like, I had a hard time, like, even, like, people like Jim, I'm kind of like, you know me, I'm, like, in Jim's, like, arms, like, he's trapped me like a Venus flytrap, and he's using his juices to digest me into a skeleton, right?
Yeah, because then he gets to treat it as a 0.
Yeah.
Like, do extra damage with his Song of the Dead. I get it.
Yeah, because, like, I think that this is very much just based on... Apart from, like, maybe my bottom 3, there's none that I don't, like, actively dislike. It's just that this is the one I was like, yeah, right now, you don't seem fun for me to play. Mostly because I haven't had a chance to play him 3-handed, which I think it would be very enjoyable, because then I can actually keep track of his rules and not have to, like, you know... have someone in chat being like, just so you know, you moved 3 times, and I'm like, no, I didn't I? Yeah, so it's mostly just here because of that, because he does seem fun, and he seemed very fun when Travis played him, which was the parallel front regular back, which I think is like the best version of him. Yeah, because this is specifically parallel with parallel back, which is, you know, sad when you're like, oh, I know, I'll just upgrade this to... I fucking can't. I can't. All right, Travis, you're number 5.
This is Parallel Wendy Adams. It's the one that can play Curse or Bless or both. I don't like it. There's too many options. She should have been either Curse or Bless, I guess, if you really wanted to.
Both.
And, like, had a smaller... No, not or both. The biggest thing I think I dislike about her is that she, like, basically completely obsoleted Father Mateo's deck building. Which is, like power creep in its purest form.
Mm-hmm.
No, Father Mateo's got better deck building than she does. He's got like 4 brain or whatever, and she... Oh, no, wait.
Yeah. He also has, like, worse stats than her. And her ability goes across 2 cards.
Yeah.
It really feels like kind of over-designed, sort of. There's just so much packed into her. Mm-hmm. And it would have been neat if she was, like, only the curse side of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Or again, like, if she could, like, play a focus curse deck, focus blast deck, or, like, both of them, but it was, like, limited to, like, 0 to 2 of them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, they just kind of dumped a bunch of ideas into one card, and this is what we got, so...
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I'm not saying much, because I might also be talking about Parallel Wendy in a little bit, so... But...
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't look at your cards, so...
Yeah, no, so...
Okay.
Basically, spoiler alert, I agree. Okay, Bryn, you're number 4.
Foundation.
We got Schizo Tool. He's got this pointless point in brain and like only 3 punch, and that's the thing he's clearly supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because your other cards are blue,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't really get that many choices.
You can do other things with blue cards.
No, you can't.
Yeah, like get clues after you kill enemies.
No, it's only punch people.
Or you can get clues if there's enemies at your location.
And then punch them. Like, get clues if you punched a guy, get clues then punch a guy. That's like...
Maybe you could build like a Skiz deck that's like clue getting, but like the ones, like all the ones that care about there being an enemy at your location. You know, like scene of the crime and eavesdrop and stuff like that. And then just hope other people can deal with the enemy.
maybe I'll play this guy again when George Barnaby comes out and we can play like a Matlock run.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
because you played him in Edge of the Earth recently with your Sledgehammer Skids, right?
Yeah, that was a good run.
It was like not a good deck, but
it worked.
Like it did the job. Could have been done a whole lot easier. Yeah. Anyway, the thing I don't like about him is like how much worse he is than Tony, and they kind of are clearly intended to do very similar jobs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I have seen a custom version of him that has like a permanent card that just gives him -1 brain, -1 sanity, and +1 punch, and I'm like, that seems so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like the only thing they changed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a victim of the early design.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like he clearly demonstrates what Green was originally intended to do, which is goddamn nothing, and a lot of it.
Yeah, like, I think it'd be pretty reasonable too if he was like, kept the same stat line, and then his ability was only 1 resource to get an extra action, and then maybe like an extra copy or 2 of his signature.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good too, I think. I'd give him a nice little play style niche while not like just being yet another fighter.
Yeah. It also kind of would be fun if, like, you know, I know Grit Your Teeth came out a lot later, and Grit Your Teeth isn't good, obviously, but like if rogues had like turn boosts that like go away, like, but like because then they can use their actions and like, you know, make up for it over time, which.
Yeah, if they had like cards that were like you get +2 fists until the end of the turn sort of deal.
Yeah, and they were like fast, and then
it
like
would be a whole lot better if he had access to like red cards.
Yep. Wouldn't we all?
Well, that's mostly true, I suppose. Or if there were like more blue cards, like you know, that made you good until the end of the turn, or if he
Like
had
Intrepid.
access. Yeah, like or if he had access to the permanent, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keen Eye would be good for him.
Like,
Yeah.
that would be very strong for him.
Yeah.
But he can't play it. So.
Yeah, you can play level 01. It's kind of garbage, but yeah, you can play it.
Yeah. All right, my number 4 is Father Mateo. Honestly, he's just here catching strays once again. Like my top 3, I felt very comfortable with, and the other ones I was like, yeah, let's just shoot Father Mateo in the head. I'm not big on Mystics right now. The class. It's mostly because I'm playing two-handed, where like Mystics are just like so. You can't do the fun part of the Mystic class in like two-handed as well, because like it requires so much more.
All your experience needs to go into like doing your
and you
job.
can't like fuck around as much. Like in 3 players, you can kind of like just do the fun stuff.
I mean, we died last time.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, you're more capable of doing the fun stuff.
Well, if we only die on Sarah far consistently, Bryn, then we get to play more decks.
Yeah.
Mathematically
That
correct.
is true. But it's mostly just because like he's Father Mateo. He's not exactly like powerful, which I like. His ability is cool, but not exactly like engaging gameplay loop, which I also, you know, that's what I want to play with. And his card pool is kind of just now at this point, unfortunately, kind of just overshadowed by Parallel Wendy Adams.
Yeah.
So it's like even then you look at it and you're like, yeah, but I can just do this exact deck in Parallel Wendy Adams, and like maybe
better options,
my Elder
too.
Sign's better, but like the deck as a whole is going to be better, which is makes it so I don't really want to build him. He does. He can still swing a mean Cyclopean hammer, though. So you know.
I mean,
that's
he's
a
still a
plus.
fine investigator.
Yeah.
He's just falling behind.
And yeah, once again, he's. I don't actually dislike him, but he's just the one who gets shot in the head this year. All right, Travis, you're number 4.
Yeah, it's it's Gloria. Yeah. I don't like Gloria because every time I think about playing her, I'm like I could, but then the game won't be fun. I'm very concerned about when they actually release her and whether they're gonna release cards to support her archetypes because they do not need the support. It's already a very strong investigator, just as is. Yeah, like I'm not entirely sure why they felt. They must have thought that the deck build, choose a class deck building was much weaker than it was. Because pretty much all the investigators, like except maybe Carson, you could argue against, have just like insane stat lines and abilities.
Yeah, I mean Carson has a great ability, but yeah,
his stat line, like he's probably like the level they should be at. But
Yeah.
like, you know, Gloria, she has 5 brain and 4 book and her ability is nuts.
yeah, Mandy,
Like,
Tony.
Mandy's and Tony are completely overloaded.
We don't have a Survivor one yet, right?
No.
Oh, let's go.
That's fine. We don't really need one. I'm feeling.
6s across the board and no downside. How boring would
Just
that
6s and no ability. Blank text box.
be? Yeah, just book v Shroud, fight v.
Your other sign 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can only play like red 0 to 1 and neutral cards.
Oh, it'd be the red 0 to 5 and then the pick a class deck building.
Yeah, but the pick a class is like you get to play cards that are in negative levels. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bryn's the source of the leaks.
Yeah, like Gloria's already too good, and she only stands to get better in her niche, which is like not a fun. Like at least Tony and Mandy, you're excelling at like playing the game. Like you're just playing the game extremely well, whereas Gloria makes the game not play, and that's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. She's I agree that like I think the only thing that I'd want that is like support for her, but she wouldn't even need it, is I would love just an upgraded Alyssa Graham that gives like. But the problem is, as soon as you give other mystics a reason to play this kind of thing, Gloria's just gonna like run away with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there aren't any really like their investigators. I think are like a little bit pushed. Like Mandy and Tony again mentioned them. Rex's ability is a little bit too much, but like Gloria's the only one I look at. I'm like, this was like a mistake of a design. Like it was just bad, wrong. No.
All right, Bryn, you're number 3.
Oh, we got Amanda Sharp. Now you're probably thinking, if you watched last year's, is this where he starts complaining about people being too good? No, Amanda Sharp is terrible. She's like Carson, but doesn't do anything. Like you show up and you're like, I mean, I guess you got a little more health. That's cool. But
One of each, yeah.
your card basically does nothing, and then
You have a better card pool.
well, like bigger.
No, his card pool's bigger. Man's just better though.
Yeah, okay, sure. Take your word for it. I actually haven't read the back of the card.
It's you can tell because
yeah.
her card's yellow.
That could be any color,
Wow.
probably.
It's where we learn French colors.
Yeah, just I'll take your word for it.
Looks at the cards. Listen at it. No, it's not. It's not different.
Hang on. No, I just tell which ones they are because the
The symbols. That's
Yeah.
what they're there for. So you know.
Yeah, and it's a globe to show they're gonna rule the whole world.
I thought it was a globe because she was supposed to hit people with globes.
Yeah. Oh, that's when can we get our globe?
We don't have a globe card yet.
We don't. We need one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she's not very good. I don't like her. Get her out of here.
All right. I will.
Justin number 3.
All right. So now we're in the ones where I actually like actively dislike the investigator. This one's Jenny Barnes. 3s across the board. Ain't a stat line that wants me to. It doesn't get me out of bed. You know, I look at that like 2s across the board. Something fun is happening here. 1s across the board. What the fuck's going on? 0s across the board. You're fine. You're fine. You're okay. But as soon as you get like 3s across the board, you're like, oh,
I see you're bad at everything.
You're like from the design philosophy of old school Arkham that doesn't exist anymore. You know, like when the days where Roland Banks was king because everyone kind of like wanted to flex a little bit.
Never really king, but
And then I mean like in terms
He
of
was king in terms of people who could get killed in the first 2 games.
yeah.
and then like you know Rex started to already be like, hey, I'm gonna be getting a lot more clues and I have to work a lot less for it. Because I see a character like this, and I just think I'm going to have to work a lot to just do a rate that is just easily achievable with other people, and it's more fun. And also, like, her ability is just boring.
It's very uninspiring, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Amina's got 3s across the board, but at least her ability is, like, neat. And, like, gets the gears turning a little bit.
Yeah, and, like, Lola, like, even though, like, she also has 3s, it's, like, a lot more interesting because you're like, I can do so much.
Unique.
Yeah. Because, like...
Her ability is basically just for deck building. But
yes, yeah. But like with like Jenny as well, like she also has Dunwich, which is obviously not like a bad deck building, but like you want to have like an ability that you can like do something with, or once again be caught in the Venus flytrap that is Jim's acid slowly dissolving you. Because he follows to a similar thing, right? Where like his ability isn't exactly exciting because it's basically just like easier chaos bag.
Yeah, Dunwich Legacy deck building is a little bit outclassed these days. I feel like these guys could have definitely been like Edge of the Earth deck building or something. That might have been neater.
Even if it was like 8 cards, you know, like a little bit more too. Because like back then 5 was like, that's so much of my deck, you know, and now we see other people. And I mean like you need to like, even like Zoe, she makes up for it because her ability is like fun. She lets you play more cards.
Yeah.
Jenny just lets you play more cards, but her stat line sucks to go with it, you know? It's like one of those things. It's like, Jenny is like the worst part of all of these points in an investigator, for me anyway.
Yeah, she is just straight up better than Amanda. Like, extra point of health, 3s instead of 2s.
Yeah,
She
gets one
an
extra
money.
resource a turn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep, yep. All right, Travis, who's your number 3?
It is... it's Jim. Yeah, he suffers from a lot of the similar issues that Jenny does. Like, his stat line is, like, almost good, but it's not. He's boring. I don't really see a reason to ever play him over other Mystics.
Man, I don't know why.
The deck building is boring. That's because of the smooth jazz, Justin.
Honestly, it's because his character is my favorite backstory. Like, I love the jazz, like, you know, evil dead is dancing. I'm like, that's really cool. But yeah, otherwise, dude's boring as hell.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people insisting that he's underrated or something like that, 'cause he's not.
I mean, he would have been really good in the scenario we died in last. Where the game was like -7 and you'd be like 0.
I mean, he would have been like, okay. We didn't lose to the -7s. We lost because we got the. We didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I remember anyway. You know, there's just like nothing really going for him. You know, there's no reason to play him. It's kind of.
John, no, there's only one reason to play him, because he has the best name to make deck lists out of. Jim Skulver, Jim Skilver, my newest addition, Jim Kilver. He's a Jim that kills people.
Yeah, I understood that. So okay, you didn't really need to, I didn't need to eliminate that one for me. I can put that one there. But it's just... I think it'd been fine if like they kept with the same design philosophy, but the new characters are just so much more.
Yeah, definitely.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Bryn, you're number 2.
All right, this is where I'm going to start complaining about people being too good.
We got there.
Like, Stella's got extra hit points over, like, everybody in the game for no apparent reason.
Well, it's because she's got less stats.
And they're like, on the card, the first time you fail, you kind of just don't. You do it again. And probably fail the second time because your stat line isn't super great. But
it's kind of like Wendy's ability, but free.
Yeah, kind of.
Not actually, but like
yeah. And then you have a signature card that's just like a get out of jail free card for anybody at any time, and you get 3 of them. Like, what the hell is that? Jim gets 1, and it takes up a hand slot, and it kind of does something sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Skids doesn't even get 1. He gets like a fucking upgraded nimble.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also
decks,
survivor
whatever.
cards too. That's a nice touch.
Yes, yeah,
That was a
they're
real nice touch.
infinitely
Like-
recurable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just keep putting them back in your hand forever.
Yeah,
Like, what the hell?
I'd love to know, like, when they were designing them, if they were like, who was the first? If they were like, they're all gonna be in their class, or if it was like one of them, like maybe Stella, and it's like, well, we probably want to bring these back. You know, so maybe they should all be survivor class. Why don't we make all their signatures their class? You know,
You're telling me Safina has to remove her signature card from the game, and it barely even does this?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no,
sure, whatever. It's just not right.
She's not on my list, but one of the things I actually really just like about Stella is like how she warps. I noticed this from the Eric videos. Like severely warps
Yeah.
card evaluation and playstyles. Like when we talk about new players in this game, Stella is a new character for them to play because she makes them like failing less harsh, but also probably in some cases makes new players not want to play other characters because they're scared of failing.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
one of
like, sometimes you should be, because you'll fall off of a train and die.
I mean, like, Stella's not gonna fix that though.
yeah, it's
Yeah, she'll just throw her stupid skill at it every time.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, all 3 tests. No problem.
Yeah.
it is a hard like thing because like Stella is great for new players, right? But then you need to get out of the Stella box, right? And I think that's where like
Stella's like a safe space.
hopefully you can
Like a
see
padded room where you can't
Yeah.
hurt yourself playing Arkham.
hopefully you can see someone else there like playing a deck that's failing and like, oh, we're still winning because of this person. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I just think, like, either there should be one copy of Rain Nor Snow, like all the other decks get with their cards that are less good. Or it should be, like, commit for, like, negative pips.
No, that
You
it's
know?
Or
Like,
just-
make you more likely to fail, but take away the
Or
potential
just
to
it's just
fail.
worse than other people's things. Like I'm done running. That's a really powerful card. You only have one copy of it.
Yeah,
You're
it should
right.
just,
That
or
card's so good.
it should also just like
I've definitely played it almost one time.
yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, this does nothing. It should also just RFG itself, right? It should just remove itself from the game. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, if there's going to be 3 of them, you don't
Yeah.
need to recur them. If there was only one,
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I could see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway,
Okay.
I don't like Stella.
No, it's fair. That's fair. Like, I think she was on all of our lists last year.
Also, just boring deck building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of do that, but everybody else has, like, a cool niche, and Stella's just like, I'm really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's even better now that the tested 0 archetype exists.
Yes.
Yeah. My number
Hey.
2 is Skids O'Toole. He's still on the list.
Nice.
Still a holdover. He's not number 1 though for like the first time in a while. Dude's
Good for you, Skids.
it's mostly because
Sweeping
like
kick, the printing of sweeping kick really turned that around for him.
no, that was actually out last year when he was on the list. Skids does have great deck building. Like the Guardian 02 Rogue 05 is a great pool. He can't take advantage of it as well as other people can, which is like really unfortunate, you know. I think that he's more playable than I personally give him credit for, right? I feel like he's very close to like popping off and get there. He's still part of my legitimate worst play experience I ever had, and I thought that Eric would never want to play Arkham again after we played that time together. But the big thing that makes me really dislike Skids is that his ability bores the hell out of me. It's so like below curve compared to other people. When you guys were talking, when Bryn was bringing it up, if it was just like one resource,
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
yeah, like I think it would be.
Could like use that for things.
Yeah, like I think it would actually be a noticeable improvement, and it's about on par with what Tony Morgan gets, and Tony Morgan doesn't need to pay for it. He actually gets paid for that ability.
It's literally his job.
Yeah, it's one of those things where just like he's just still, and his obviously like his stat line. If he did have one brain, I think they were just like scared of one brain at that point. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what kind of... It's really a flavor for Skids because he's calling you out of your money.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
And I keep selling these guys actions for 2 money. They're not even worth
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean like I'm not even playing like Swift Reflexes in the majority of decks that can run it, right? And I know like it's better because it's not a card in your hand you need to play, but even then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it, I think it would also be like he'd be cooler if it didn't have the cap of once per round, like maybe it was twice
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, we could like hold money and then
Yeah,
change
so then
their
you
big
could like
turn.
actually
Like a
put
big
together
call turn.
like a huge turn.
Yeah,
That would be
definitely.
neat too.
Yeah.
I think that would go a long way to making him feel cool,
Yeah, definitely.
as opposed to just showing up and being like, I'm unemployable.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I owe my mom's hospital some money. Can you help me pay? I'm using them to take draw actions. All right, Travis, you're number 2.
Yeah, it's it's Ursula. Yeah,
How dare you?
I don't like Ursula because Ursula is worse at everything that she does compared to someone else. I've talked about this before. I think Ursula has no reason to exist in the game, really. With the movement archetype, Mario Jack just does better. The Seeker stuff, most other Seekers just do better.
Next,
And
you're gonna
that's-
tell me that all the relics are yellow anyway.
Most of them are, yeah.
I mean, that is kind of like what she needs, right? She needs some like good playable.
Off-color relics.
Relics, yeah.
And, like, there are good playable off-color relics, but most of them are so, like... They're things like the ceiling one, where they're, like, locked into an archetype.
Yeah.
Or, like, Ornate... I mean, Ornate Bow is not actually off-color.
Yeah, but
Literally is
you
not.
can play it twice.
No, Bryn, you can't. You can only... You only play it once in your deck.
No.
You can play it for 2 reasons, but... Anyway, she doesn't use Ornate Bow the best. Like, not even close. Yeah, like, it's just... You're out there, like, I get an extra investigative action every turn. Good thing I'm gonna struggle through through passing with my forward book. Like, just... And Call of the Unknown sucks.
It does suck. It also has memory issues.
Yeah.
But
Jake also sucks.
This is so hard.
one of my favorite, I forgot one of my.
She's like...
Jake shows up and he's like, "You brought a book and you're leaving me?"
Like, the deck building's
like,
boring,
yeah.
the ability's boring, and like kind of bad for Ursula specific for what she's got going on, and like it doesn't do anything better than anyone else. It's just
Well, that's not true.
okay.
She does a lot of things better than some investigators.
Yeah, but she doesn't do
Like
any
pass foot
niche that you
tests.
could build. Any niche you could build Ursula into, there's an investigator that would do it better.
Yeah, but like she's better than like Leo at
Foot test.
investigating and passing foot tests.
That's not what I'm talking about. Ursula bad. I'm done.
Another year, another Ursula bad. All right, Bryn, you're number 1 bottom investigator, which means they're the most on the bottom, even though they are number 1, is...
You got it. It's Mandy Thompson. She trivializes the entire game. Get her out of here.
All right.
So she's really, really absurdly good. She gets to have a 1 in the stat that you're like, cool, I will never use this number for anything anyway. Not because it's a 1, but because my card pool does not allow me to.
I mean, there's cards in the secret card pool that use Fist. Like that one that sets it up to 6.
Yeah. You're right. You got me there.
She has the biggest
For
growth
sure.
there. It's the most efficient use of the card, yeah.
Highest value.
Yeah. They're like, sure, maybe you got to play 50 cards, but it doesn't matter because you get to search through more cards and find more cards out of your deck and like put them into your hand. It's like drawing cards, but technically different most of the time.
Some of the time. I actually
Yeah,
think it's like
like everything about this character is just like kind of stupid.
It's like a little bit too pushed.
They were even like, what's the best hair color? Red? Yeah, give her that too.
I mean, to be fair, that wasn't really their choice in this game, but you know.
That's really funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, that's fair. She was on your list last year too, I remember. Yeah. Not much has changed for her. She just, yeah. I mean,
Maybe she's the one I cosplay, I'll say.
yeah.
That'd be fine.
Let's all do it. All just be Mandy Thompson.
Oops, all Mandy's.
Yeah. Oh, we should definitely do that as a video sometime. Search. You can resolve 2 additional effects on that search.
We'll all play Guided by the Unseen.
Yeah. Oh God, welcome
Yeah.
to hell.
Fire up your old book of
Kill it.
lore. Like, which one do you want? Just kidding, take them all.
Yeah.
Just draw 3 cards.
All right, my number one
If I do.
is Parallel Wendy Adams. So there's actually a lot of reasons why I don't like her, and it's mostly from the design standpoint of the character. As Travis was saying, her deck building just basically it's doesn't make sense, right? Like, I understand they wanted someone who could play, you know, like the bless and curse thing, and like that was the idea, but it doesn't, like, this then goes to my next point, which I think the 4 parallel investigators are really nice reimaginings of the character. That kind of has like a similar idea. Skids is gambling, Roland's following rules, Daisy like book, and Agnes is using blood magic, right? And then Wendy is just
different character.
Yeah, it's just like this is like could be a whole new unique thing that they could have saved for a future blessed cursed expansion, assuming one of those happens again. It's also so much card text. You have an additional card, and it's not like Tony's Bounties, where it's like, okay, I get this. This is easy to grok. It's an extension of my character. It feels natural.
It's just they ran out of room on the card.
Yeah, I say this with nothing but love, but it reminds me of custom investigators that you find online, right? Which is just an idea that's just so big and it requires so much text to explain what the card does, right? And also just that, like, I think she's also just a little bit too powerful as well. Like, the ability to use the entire blessed and cursed pool, or like blessed or cursed, just gives it so that, like,
And the entire red pool.
Yeah.
How come she gets red 0 to 5 and parallel roll and gets blue 0 to 3? What the hell is that?
No, parallel Roland's following the rules.
Yes,
And the FBI says no flamethrowers,
Okay, how
no
come
machine guns. You
Carlos
don't do
gets
that.
Green 0 to 3, right?
No, I think he goes 0-5.
Okay.
It's because he cheats.
Okay.
He doesn't follow the rules.
Okay.
But it's just that she feels like she's from a different game, so to speak. And I just don't. I played her and she's fun. Like, I enjoy it, but like, design-wise, I'm not a big fan of Parallel Wendy Adams. So that's why she's my bottom 5, and she was the one that came to me first.
It
So
does feel like a custom-made character.
yeah. And I mean, like, I like the Parallel Investigators, and I do sincerely hope they make a few more. But I do think that this was...
I would love to see them redo the Dunwich ones and have, like, Zoe be a blessed art character and Rex be a curse character.
Skip Jim just be the exact same.
No difference.
Because, like, I think that, like...
What a great April Fool's joke that would be. It's parallel Jim, and it's just Jim with the parallel card frame.
Yeah. I think that, like...
Doesn't even get different cards. Just
Yeah, because, like, the Parallel Wendy feels like she was just there to finish the cycle, you know? And I'd rather they just make Parallel Investigators for investigators that feels like they could use a little bit of a reimagining, you know? And this does not feel like a reimagination of Wendy Adams. Like, where's this damn fucking shell even from? Like, she has the amulet in the art, and, like, suddenly she's just like, here's my lucky shell that I always have
I
that I can
had the
blow
whole
into, and curses and blesses come out.
yeah.
Yeah, and also the ability is just so
Magic
weird.
Conch.
You just, like, evade people. And, yeah. All right, Travis, why don't you close us out? Oh, here's
I'm
some.
mostly just excited for when we can play, like, looking for Paw Tribal.
Yeah, let's go. So we have who do we? It's Hank,
It's gonna be
Wendy,
Wendy, and Wendy and Hank.
Hank and his little twin sisters. All right, Travis, why don't you take us out with your number 1?
As Lola, yeah. This is mostly here because I felt like she should be on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't actually harbor any negative feelings towards Lola immediately, but I'm sure next time I try to play her or watch someone else play her, I will. All the things that I dislike about her in the past kind of hold true. I don't like the neutral deck building where you just do everything bad. This sort of an issue that I have. Like, there are, having 0 to 3 in each color, it does provide, like, a niche over other investigators, which is, you know, I respect and stuff like that. But it is extremely hard to balance that kind of card design. And, I mean, like, unfortunately, they kind of, you know, didn't do a good job of it. That being said, I am happy. I would rather have Lola be bad than too good. Yeah, no, it's just still don't really like her.
I heard Bryn say that you're going to play her soon, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we die in this one, probably next time.
And we got in this one. Okay. I gotta get the deck lined up for next one too.
Like, next time we, I need somebody to play a different character for this stupid plan to work.
So you know what's a good one?
I think if we die, we have to say no to stupid plans.
No, see, this stupid plan is sick. And here's why.
Well, those were our bottom 5 investigators. Who are your least favorite investigators? Let us know down in the comments. And as I always do, feel free to shout out and defend anyone that we slighted today.
Except Amanda, she's terrible.
Yeah, except Amanda. We're not.
I don't think anyone else gonna come to Amanda's rescue, Bryn.
No.
She's hopeless. Yeah.
Right. That's probably for the best.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see y'all next week for another list video. Have a good one, and as always, a JJ's.